Today I want to talk about spoon theory. Have you ever heard someone say that they're almost out of spoons or that takes too many spoons to do? If so, you might have wondered, what are they talking about? Are they talking about literal, actual spoons that they've run out of? Do I need to run to the store and make sure that they have the flatware they need? Or is this a concept? And I think you probably can deduce from that this is a concept called spoon theory, which was originally, the name came from a paper written by Christine, and I don't want to mispronounce her last name, so I'm going to tuck that information in our show notes below, so you can look for that if you would like to see the original source of spoon theory. But spoon theory is a theory that allows a person to communicate better to others what drains and boosts their energy. And it's also a way to communicate and kind of check in with how you start your day, how much spoons or energy you begin your day with, because it's not the same for each person. Somebody who has chronic illness and might be in a flare, they may begin their day with only 2 spoons. Whereas someone who is healthy and well-resourced might begin their day with 7 spoons. Now, throughout the day, certain spoons may be taken away for different activities. So this is a way of showing how much energy you have at the beginning of the day to contribute to the tasks that you might be performing throughout your day. And understanding what takes more spoons for someone to perform is really helpful when you're trying to navigate family life or relationships or working environments. And this isn't the same from person to person. So what takes my spoons may be very different than what takes my child's spoons or my partner's spoons. So, for example, for me, anything social, like if I need to go be in a crowd or really be, like my social switch needs to be on, so it feels in my body kind of like being a performance or having to turn energy on to work myself up for these types of events. So that takes at least 3 spoons, if not 4 spoons, out of my 7 spoons for the day. So if I know that I'm going to have to go be around a lot of people, make small talk and things that feel kind of uncomfortable to me, then that may take 3 or 4 spoons. However, having a one-on-one conversation with a client or a close friend, meeting up with a friend for tea at a really calm, nice setting, or up at my office, that may only take 1 spoon, or it may take no spoons at all because it might feel very restorative. So it's not social environments in general, it's certain types. And if I can articulate that and what takes different amount of spoons, then it helps the people that I interact with understand my choices and preferences better. Now, for my kids, perhaps social things don't drain them at all, but if they have to get up and immediately go into a task, that might take more spoons than if I were to ask them to do that same task maybe later in the evening. So time of day can affect how many spoons or energy reserves we have available for certain tasks. We may find that we hold the most amount of spoons or the most amount of energy, say mid-morning. Maybe it takes a little bit to get up, get out of bed, get stretching and moving, but once you've had some food to eat and you've moved your body a bit, maybe taken a walk outside, now your energy stores or your spoon level increases, and maybe you have 10 spoons when you start the day with 7. And this all varies depending on the person, because for someone else, taking a walk in the morning might really drain them and make them feel like they only have 2 spoons left. This is just a way to really communicate in a clear way your differences, and when you have the most available ability to plug into tasks or activities that someone might be wanting you to join them in. So for me, because social arenas tend to drain more spoons, I know that I can perform these activities or these tasks better if they take place at certain times of day. And where I have discovered that happy medium seems to be, that Goldilocks place, is right in the early evening. So before crowds are out at restaurants, if I can meet friends for dinner at, say, 5 o'clock instead of the 7 o'clock dinner rush, that tends to work better for me. I'm able to really focus on what they say and engage, which is the point of me wanting to meet with people anyway. Whereas when it gets more busy and there's a lot more ambient sound, other people's conversations happening, energetic, emotional things happening with the people in the restaurant around me, it makes it very hard for me to concentrate or really pay attention to the people I'm with. So for me, my social spoons and ability increases right between that 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. time. Once I hit 7 p.m., I'm usually too tired and would just prefer, honestly, to go home and relax. But that doesn't mean that I don't value the people in my life. So by communicating when I have the most spoons to be able to engage with them, that helps me prioritize them as important and also listen to my body and what I need as far as what will be draining or not draining to my system. So if I know that I have a big event or something coming up that's really going to feel draining, I may not plan a lot of activities around that take a lot of spoons. I may want to save my spoon store for later in the day when I have that activity happening. So I also noticed that with being able to run my own business and schedule my own clients, this is really helpful when I apply spoon theory, because I can look at which ones I know will need more of my energy store. And this isn't a positive or negative thing. There's no good or bad connotation there. I just know that some clients take more energy than others, either because of the type of situation that they're going through. So I want to add one more area of spoon theory that I actually just learned about that will explain what I was just about to say a little bit better. So I'm going to rewind a little bit and say, in addition to spoons and spoon theory, I learned just today that there are also forks and knives that affect the amount of spoons you have. And forks are considered the stressors. So if you think of someone kind of poking you with a fork, that might be a stressor. And knives are traumas. And so if there is a knife point or a trauma, that may drain more of your spoons. And say a fork point or a stressor might drain some of your spoons as well, but maybe not as much as a trauma point. So these are all just really clever ways of metaphors to be able to talk about why your energy is drained and what types of things do that. So back to what I was about to say with scheduling clients. If a client is walking through something that was a trauma to me personally, let's say their experience mirrors something that I experienced in childhood, that might feel like a knife, even though I want to help them and work with them through that and have some, interesting insight because I've walked through that myself. These are clients that I want to work with, but I'm aware will take more spoons. So on a day that I might have a client like that, who's going to take a little bit more spoons from me, I'm going to schedule other clients around them that take less spoons from me. And this also can vary depending on what I'm working through with that client. One might be a really intense work day, in which case it's going to have more spoons attributed to that session, and I'm going to schedule lighter sessions around it. So these are just some ways that you can start to work with your schedule, your plans, your loved ones, your family, and be able to see it in a really tangible context that allows you to make good decisions. So what do you guys think? Have you used spoon theory before? Have you heard of that? In the comments below, please comment what your experience has been with spoon theory. What gives you spoons? What drains your spoons? Go ahead and put a little spoon emoji below and leave your comments because I'd love to read through them.